And this is where all the action begins this week. The downtown area getting ready to host thousands of people for the Final Four. And it looks good right now.
That's
Still
right.
some final preps underway.
Yep, that's right. The road ends here. Final Four set for this Saturday. But it is 6 o'clock. Thanks for waking up with us here, everyone. Matthew Foltz in for Jalea this morning alongside Julia and Matt. And what a great weekend it was weather-wise.
Yeah,
Wasn't bad.
a little chilly on, Sunday or Saturday,
Sure.
and then warmed up. And, it was really, at least the sun was out both days.
It made a big difference when you were in the sun.
It did.
And we'll go a little bit warmer today. And the whole week looks warm. It just looks wet.
Oh.
So today's dry.
Okay.
But when we're looking towards the Final Four, we're going to have to be thinking about that. Now, of course, it can't rain every single hour throughout the week. That's not possible for the atmosphere to do. But we will have several rounds of rain to go. So just make sure the rain jacket, the umbrella are on standby. Maybe just throw them in the car and you can need them as you go throughout the week whenever it starts raining. But right now we're kind of partly cloudy. Not a bad start this morning. It's fairly mild. We're in the 50s and we've actually bumped up to 60 degrees here in Indianapolis with that southwest wind that's increased a little bit. You also see some flashing lights there in Meridian with some closures. Lindsay's going to have an update on some of the closures that you need to know about as they're getting ready for the Final Four here in Indianapolis. But as you're getting ready to head out the door this morning, you'll notice a big difference compared to yesterday morning. In fact, a lot of us are about 10 to 20 degrees warmer this morning than yesterday. Right now here in 60 here in Indy, 54 in Brownsburg, it's 57. Good morning in Zionsville and in Carmel, 59 in Rushville and Edinburgh this morning there at the Outlet Mall, 59 and 61 reporting in the Bedford area. It's going to be a beautiful day today. We'll have times of clouds and times of sun, but we'll head to the 70s this afternoon. It'll be a beautiful one, a little bit breezy. But coming up, we're going to be talking about our storm zone, how it's just going to sit over Indiana and get us wet. We'll let you know how much rain we are expecting. But this morning, it's dry, Lindsay, but you have some updates to share.
Yeah, we've been working on some of these maps to get you prepared for this big Final Four weekend. I wanted to show you that they've already closed down Meridian Street right there near the American Legion Mall. They're going to be basically turning Meridian Street into this concert venue. So this was not supposed to completely close down until April 2nd, but it looks like they're starting to build all of this out. So I do want to give you a heads up, especially for our downtown drivers. These are going to be your access points to get into this concert area at the American Legion Mall right here off of St. Clair Street at Meridian Street and Pennsylvania. So this is all going to be closed from St. Clair down to Michigan. That includes North Street. The actual stage is actually built up on North Street. So just a heads up, this entire area going to be closed, and the big points here, Meridian Street as well as Pennsylvania Street, going to be blocked. So they have some recommended walking routes to get from where that concert venue is going to be down to the actual venues, Gamebridge Fieldhouse, as well as Lucas Oil Stadium. They do recommend utilizing Meridian Street. They're going to have a lot of walking areas set up for safety reasons for that. We also have a lot of closures around the convention center. We will, of course, keep you posted with all of these downtown updates throughout the week.
And we want to give you the very latest on breaking news we followed all morning. On Indy's east side, we know one person is in critical condition after a shooting early this morning.
And police tell us this happened near 43rd and Kingsley Drive. So here's another live look at that scene right now. Still a few investigators there, as well as a crime scene unit van you see right there as we zoom into this intersection. So again, this is just north of the fairgrounds, east of the Indiana School for Deaf campus, if you're familiar with this area.
This first call for an emergency came in just after 4 this morning of a person shot. IMPD tells us that person was taken to a hospital and is in critical condition. And right now they called this an isolated incident with one person detained. We'll, of course, keep you updated. Just an area you might want to avoid on your morning route this morning.
Bang! The Final Four is set with an Indiana native helping UConn punch their ticket to the Final Four. That was Braylon Mullins, last year's Indiana Mr. Basketball, with that game-winning shot over Duke.
All right, we can't have Purdue in it. We'll take Mullins, right? It was a star player for Greenfield Central. Later this week, he'll take the court in his home state against Illinois in the Final Four.
Man, what a shot that was. And we know before the two big games happened this weekend, the city, they're still putting on the final touches.
That's right, as they do, right? They perfect everything. Tens of thousands of fans experiencing such a great weekend full of fans and other events. Anna Chalker is joining joining us with what to expect during the Final Four week. Good morning.
Good morning, you two. It's going to be the slogan of the week. And then there were four. You're going to see that a little bit of everywhere, but the main place right here at Lucas Oil Stadium, it's all decked out and ready to go to welcome in these teams and these fans. And they're ready to crown a champion in just a week from today. And we've told you the games are set. That first one Saturday night, number 3, the Fighting Illini from Illinois taking on number 2 Yukon Huskies. That one is set for 6:09, and at 8:49, the 2 number 1 seeds, Michigan Wolverines against the Arizona Wildcats. And I will tell you, tickets are available for both of these games now. The cheapest we've been checking for you is around $515, and that is in the nosebleeds. And the 2 winners of that game, they will compete Monday night for the championship game. And it's not only these ones I want you to pay attention to, as this is the first time one city will be hosting all division finals. We're talking D2, D3, and NIT. They're going to be over at Gainbridge Fieldhouse on Sunday. And Downtown Indy Alliance tells us now that the stage is set, it's all starting to feel real.
There's so much energy that's coming to life here in downtown as all of the pieces start to come together, as the build-outs start to really bring these spaces into an entirely different dynamic.
And that dynamic we are ready for here. Around 30,000 fans are expected to come here for the games. And I will tell you, it's going to be an easy drive and an easy flight for all 4 of those teams. So the city's got to welcome them in style, of course, with all of these fan events that are free or low cost. So coming up, we'll outline a few of those for you, where you can go, when you can go, and if there's any construction problems that you're going to have along the way. But I'm telling you guys, we are ready for a jam-packed weekend here, a celebration of college basketball in the home of basketball, because why not?
That's right, why not? So definitely cannot wait. The road to the Final Four starts right now. So our Anna Chalker reporting live for us outside Lucas Oil Stadium. Thanks, Anna.
And happening today, the town of Speedway is expected to vote on a resolution to take over, you've seen it, the eyesore stalled construction motel project. So it's the Winshaw Hotel, which is at the corner of 16th and Main Street, right across from Gate 1 of IMS. So it's been largely untouched since the fall of 2019. So 7 years, that's insane. The town council will now consider a resolution to start the process of acquiring the property. Now, if that's approved, an independent appraisal would then come within 6 weeks. That will then determine what actually gets built on that site.
Also happening today, a mother and her boyfriend are expected in court in the death of a 4-year-old boy. Malachi was found unresponsive in the basement of a home on the city's south side last week. Officers say the home was unkept and dirty. Investigators say another child found the boy in the closet with blood on his mouth and his eyes rolled back. According to court documents, DCS took custody of the boy in April of 2024 due to medical neglect. His mother was granted full custody again last year. And right now, a 15-year-old boy is dead after a shooting this weekend.
And Metro Police tell us that shooting was most likely a targeted one. This happened Saturday night near a playground off of 56th and Benford Boulevard. The teen, identified by his family as Trayvon Riggins, was taken to the hospital in critical condition when he later died.
So far, police say no suspects have been arrested, but they are asking anyone with any information to give them a call.
And this morning, an East Side neighborhood calling for better traffic enforcement.
Yeah, this comes after an 8-year-old girl was hit and killed by a car. This happened near 12th and Rural Saturday night. Metro Police say the driver did stay on scene and is cooperating with investigators. Neighbors tell us that drivers often speed down this stretch, creating a serious risk, especially for kids.
And data from Safe Streets Indy shows there were 94 incidents within a mile of this crash in just the last 2 years. 3 of those were deadly incidents. Coming up on 610, Matt, nice day today.
Nice day. Thanks to that south wind. We're already warmer this morning with some 50s and 60s to start, but these south winds will just pick up in speed. In fact, later this afternoon, I think we're going to have some gusts well into the 30-mile-per-hour range, helping us to get to the 70s today. But coming up, we've got a lot of rain to talk about. We'll let you know when the first round will arrive. Julia?
Thank you, Matt. And TSA workers expected to start getting payback money today after going weeks without checks. But why that doesn't mean lines will go away at all the airports.
And we are taking a live look at Kennedy Space Center down in Florida as we count down to Artemis 2 launching this week. We'll break down how one astronaut shares why this mission is not about historic first.